Alright, so we're able to get the pressure washer all put together, and we're able to get almost all the grime off the tractor. So that is good. I definitely can see where all the grease was on the tractor, where there's no paint left, because it's just the way it was when I got it. I just didn't realize that she was that bad. But we did get the motor starting to get painted and everything. We're still waiting on the new alignment tool for the new clutch, because I was able to get that. So we blasted the shit out of this for 2 days, so soaking it and cleaning it to get all the grime and old paint off and shit like that. So a little scuffing here and there in some spots, get rid of some of the loose scale what is sat on it sitting in here over the weekend. Probably do another coat on this, and then we'll get some clear coat as well, and we'll start painting all this and everything. So I mean, we still have like the battery box to fix over there still. The oil bath breather needs to be cleaned and painted. I think there's another part somewhere too. Oh yeah, the oil pump or the hydraulic pump on the other side. I still didn't clean that yet. But I did fix this rim a good couple of years ago. I had this rim split right in half because these tires are full calcium. But this tire is not anymore. Now this one's water, antifreeze, and windshield wiper fluid, so the tire doesn't freeze. But now you can see how this rim is starting to corrode. So I've got to keep an eye on that now. Hopefully this rim doesn't split all the way around. I'm not looking forward to doing this rim because I can't get a replacement rim because these are like a 15-inch wide rim. How tall are they? What, 24, I think? I think they're 24s. Yeah. 24-inch tall rims by 16. So they're 16 inches wide. So finding one of those old rims, definitely kind of hard for this thing. I've been having trouble trying to find the power steering pump for it. We did get the new radiator. I'm going to have to rebuild the side of the shroud. So, got the new radiator for it. At least I found the right one. So that's good. So, didn't really tape off much. Didn't really care. Most of this is going to be freaking replaced anyways. So I probably do need a new coil and all that. Redo my plug wires, new plugs. Might do a new cap. Not sure. We're getting there. I know we got to fix the exhaust. I want to find a new manifold piece for up here because, like, there's a plate there what I put in because there's a big massive hole. I've got a crack right there. The whole gasket seal and area is all broke. That's why it's all strapped in. But we are getting there. We still have to clean the whole inside of this. We've got to take the plate off and everything. I think I got to do the bottom one or the top one, but I'll probably just do both and reseal them. See how much, like, not very much paint left on this side of the tractor. I mean, I got a lot of cleaning still to do. And then we got to get to the sheet metal. I got to fix some of this sheet metal. That's the way the tractor came when I got it. It's one of my old clutches out of the F100. Yeah, kind of destroyed that one. I mean, we still have to do that truck. So, curious to see how that clutch looks in it again. But we're getting there a little bit at a time. Hopefully once she gets pulled out and get the other couple parts we're waiting for, we can get her back up and running and get her back out and going. Might be a while before I put the bucket back on because I've got to do bush hogging. So the best way for me to test this thing with a new clutch to break it in is to do some bush hogging, probably. Besides like running it around for a little bit to get the clutch to break in. We still have to sand this whole surface down. I have no cracks or anything, stretch marks in it. That looks really good. Getting the bearing out, that's going to be fun for the pilot bearing. That's a pain, obviously. We might replace, I think, this gauge. That's the only one I haven't replaced yet, is I think the oil pressure gauge. So we'll replace that one. I've been trying to find the speedometer, RPM, hour meter gauge for this, because I don't have the cable, what the pump goes to here. So it's only got, I think, yeah, there it is on this side. We got to paint that piece too still. So like my gears are good on the pump still, so I'm not worried about it. But the cable is broke, so I have to find a new cable and everything else for it. Redo the battery box. It's a little shit, but we are getting there, a little bit at a time. I'll be back after we throw a little bit more paint on her. We'll make that match that, hopefully. We started doing the front arms before I had to go to work yesterday, but ran out of time. So we'll get to it soon. Okay, so I got a package. Let's hope it is the alignment tool. So let's see if it is. Definitely hoping that it's the right one. The last would have been wrong. Packing. Blind. Sweet. Like, you need a big box just for this little fucking thing. Crazy. See if this actually fits the pressure plate. It looks like it's the right one. First, let's see if it fits the pilot bearing. Yep, we fit the pilot bearing. So that's good. Go over to the clutch. Yep, we got the right one. Good. Okay, now we can put the clutch in this weekend. Woohoo! So now we'll jump on some of this painting. We added a second coat to the valve cover. I definitely ain't liking, like, I don't know if you can notice, but like the little bubbles, like at the end of the can, it was starting to do a weird bubbling thing. I don't understand. First time using this fucking paint for the tractors. I could have gotten just a gallon like I have for the Ferguson tractor, because that's gray, so I got a gallon of heavy duty paint for that, what's brush on, or the air gun. But this I figured I'd try first because I was curious about this paint. So I mean, it seems like it gives it good coverage for the first coat. Well, see how it does for this one. And make sure you take a good. For sure what I noticed. See. I mean, I tell you what, when I first pulled this out of the woods from the neighbor's house when I got it, she never looked this fucking pretty. Never. This thing was in terrible shape when I got it. I had to redo the head. The thing dropped the valve. The squirrels got into the muffler, and the thing was empty, so they packed it full of nuts and everything. That was not good. Didn't have to replace the carburetor. Did do a rebuild on the carburetor. The alternator is still original. We'll probably have to replace that eventually. But we've done a lot of work to this since we've had it. We've had the head rebuilt, new valve train and everything, new lifters, push rods, everything. It's really like down to like the gaskets and all the other shit for the seals. This thing probably should be parked inside in the wintertime. I will try to get a cover for it for this winter so I can actually keep it covered, because it's probably going to end up sitting outside again, because where I was going to put it was over there on that side where I put all my wood now, because that's the reason I built that, was so I could put that there in the wintertime so it wasn't getting rained on or snowed on or any of that shit when I was done using it, instead of just sitting outside. But we will get to that later. We still have to pick up black paint because we're going to do everything what was gray in black. I'd rather just have a black and red tractor. That way my tractor doesn't match anybody else's around here, because a couple other people got some 8 ends and 2 ends and 9 end tractors around. They don't really use theirs. There's only like 2 guys around here what still use their tractors for bush hogging and stuff like that. I think mine's the only one with the front loader, what I have out here. But this is an 850 to 851 industrial Ford. So, I mean, it's a great tractor. It was not what I was expecting when I went up to the neighbor's house and was like, I want your tractor. What are you doing with it? Because I thought it was an 8 or 9 end. What I grew up on, what my dad had since I've been a little kid, and he traded it for 1,000 chocolate bunnies. What a moron. He thought he was actually getting real lop-ear freaking rabbits, and he didn't. He just got chocolate bunnies. That's his fault. But I always liked the tractor, always loved it, so I went out and I found this one. Now look at it. I'm redoing it again. This time we're splitting the tractor in half. But we're getting there, a little bit at a time. Hopefully in the next week or 2, we should have this thing back together and running, hopefully. And we won't have any problems. Hopefully the clutch goes well. Let's hope. Alright, so you saw that I mostly got this side to about there, and I ran out of paint. So that was number 2 on the cans, because I only got 3 cans, but we got about a little over half the tractor painted so far with just 3 cans. I mean, it'll probably take another 3 cans for back here and the underneath of it. I already got a little bit more on this side all painted, got the control arms and everything. Got the front all done for the first coat, so she's looking pretty good so far. She looked good for 20 feet away, but up close, not so good. But it is a tractor, so it doesn't need to be showroom quality. I'm not restoring it to 100%. I am using this tractor, so it is just nice to actually have a fresh paint job on a piece of equipment for once. This is just the first of the 4 tractors what I have to redo. I mean, you're getting this far into it, splitting it apart and shit, you might as well start cleaning and painting everything at the same time. So, and I will find, I think I want to go a little like crazy with it. Like everybody else does, like the typical Ford red or orange coloring for these tractors. How about we just add a little bit of candy flake to it? Yeah. I think that'll look nice, and then we'll hit it all with clear coat. That'll give it a good couple of years of protection. So, that is it for today. She's starting to look a little bit better. Granted that the camera doesn't do justice on the color, like, it's more red than this hue freaking orangish, what I'm seeing through the camera. But she is getting there all painted. Soon we'll get the radiator off. And then now that we have the alignment tool and everything, we can start taking apart inside there and cleaning that all up and put new gasket seals inside that. I think we're just going to do the RTV seal or whatever. That's the best I can probably do because I can't find the 2 gasket kits for go for these 2. Hopefully this isn't too involved. But I won't know until I get in there, start cleaning it. We got to sand this all down. I got most of the gunk off of it. So now we just let this thing dry overnight for the next couple days. I'll pick up some more paint to finish the back of it and everything. We're getting there. It's starting to look like a brand new tractor almost. Woohoo! Till next time.